Okay, here we are. It's the first week in March 2019, and we're going to go on to our third value, which is talking about minimalism in a broad sense. In this case, we're going to be talking about the minimal consumer lifestyle this week. And then our next recording is going to be about the minimal mind clutter life and how to get to that. So basically, we're going to give a discussion here because minimalism, is a hugely popular topic with Facebook pins and pins on Pinterest and the groups. So it's basically it's geared to helping the hopeless consumer find a balance in their lives.
For us, the real question is, how do we break away from the addiction to acquisition to become masters of ourselves in a completely consumer-driven society? So that's the question we're going to try to talk about today and maybe give you some insights.
I'm going to interject here real quick. We're not talking about going into your house, your closet, whatever, and throwing everything you own out. It's not anything like that. It's a very funny image to think of people running around throwing everything out, but it's not where we're going.
No, that minimalism is very popular, as Peggy said. In fact, I belong to a couple of minimalist Facebook groups, and there's some big extremists out there. But let's be clear, for us, minimal means making your personal life and your personal life environment simpler through becoming a conscious consumer, as well as ending our definition of ourselves by the things that we own.
Yeah, aren't you tired of that?
Yes, I am. No more little alligator logos. So, back to the Daughters of Wisdom. We are really trying to promote here an approach to your life, making all of your decisions in a thoughtful, deliberate way. And we encourage everyone who's listening to this program to leave room for impulse. So again, back to the idea of minimalism. We're not telling people that they can't just make an impulsive purchase. However, we are hoping that after today, you're going to learn to ignore some of your urges and impulses by taking time when you need to make a purchase and thinking about why we're going to buy something. Needing versus wanting.
So don't get us wrong. You're certainly allowed to buy something you want. It doesn't have to always be, do I need this, and only do I need this, as long as the wanting doesn't become the basis for everything you own. It's okay not to deprive yourself. It's go ahead and buy that bag of Easter candy now and eat it before Easter. That's okay.
I told her to put that in there.
Well, and it's true. You're not going to commit some ultimate sin because you've done something a little out of order, so to speak. What you're trying to do is be a little more rational in your thought process. And for many people over the years, let's face it, shopping has become a form of leisure activity. And that's exactly what the shopping mall is purposely built to do. You want to have a place to go. It's sort of village-like. It's a place where you can eat and drink. You can go to the movies. You can go to a bookstore. You can go shop for clothes. You can hang out at the food court.
I can get my nails done.
You get your nails done. You get your hair cut.
I can take things to the post office.
That's right. So that's what it was created for, and it becomes almost a leisure activity. I mean, you go and you share a cup of coffee with a friend, and then you go off and maybe you go into a couple of stores or you've got plans for the evening. So anyway, it's like a little village, and it's geared to wanting to have you shop. Now the key for you as an individual is to learn how to shop by not just impulse alone, but by thinking about it and realizing that it's your credit card that's going to run up if you start just shopping left and right.
Or you're going to have an empty wallet. Well, one thing that we wanted to mention, other than the village-like setting of the shopping mall, is lest we forget now we have this wonderful opportunity to shop online.
That's a big village.
Oh my gosh. And it's so easy. You don't have to get up and comb your hair and put on some decent looking clothes before you leave the house. You don't have to get in your car. You don't have to find a place to park. But one of the things that I notice, because I do some shopping online, is that you can really get drawn into possibly buying more than you need, because there's the ever big lure of free shipping. If you just buy $150 worth of items from our place, you will have free shipping. And then once the online shopper has your email address and some information about you, they can start dropping their sale items on your Facebook page or any other type of social media that you are connected to.
Or maybe you gave them your email. Now you're going to start getting emails all over the place.
Now I'm going to get a catalog in the mail, and I'm going to get something to buy on email. But one thing to remember, even with this easy online shopping, is there are hidden costs. What if I buy a pair of shoes that don't fit? I've got to turn them back in, then I've got to wait for them to arrive. There are some other
you may have to pay the shipping man.
That's true. So beware of, again, we're talking about conscious shopping. Nothing wrong with me buying a pair of shoes, but I want to be more conscious about it. And when Peggy and I were talking about today, two things came up. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, after Thanksgiving. Who doesn't pay attention to those two special sales holidays now, because everybody wants a good deal, even if you don't need something, and you might not even know you want something until you go online on Cyber Monday and suddenly you see some new tech gadget that you just can't live without. So a couple of we wonder questions. Are consumer items always marked up so that they can be placed on sale at a later time? That's a question we ask ourselves. And then we wonder, how can 50% of the items at our favorite clothing store always be 40% off? And I'm not kidding.
And this is a major brand store. We're not talking about like a markdown.
We're not mentioning names here,
yeah,
but every time we go, it seems like half of the
yeah,
items are 40% off.
As a standard. I mean, it's just a sign stuck out in the open, 40% off of everything in this area. And it's quite, it makes you wonder.
And it makes it really tempting when you see something to buy it, because you think, oh my gosh, I have to get this pair of jeans. It's 40% off. I'll never get a deal like that. Well, if it's 40% off of something that's $150, you're still spending a lot of money. We're just talking here again about being aware of what you're doing when you're shopping, and especially putting on your plastic.
Yeah, and considering the fact that perhaps you have to wonder, since it's their goal to sell, and that's nothing wrong with that, because that's what they're there for. They're businesses. So if they're selling, then it's up to you to differentiate, to make a judgment, to say, you know what, it is possible they marked this up an extra 40% to put it out so they could mark it down 40%. It needs to be thought about a little bit. So at this point, I think we've gotten our point across pretty well. So we're going to leave you a couple of positives to become a more conscious consumer. So here we go. The positives are, if you pay more attention and you make more informed choices, you're absolutely going to have a lower credit card debt. That's one. Okay, two, you're going to become more aware of and appreciative of what you own. And you're actually going to be able to find it in your closet. You'll also gain control of your personal strength from saying no. no has got, well, a negative connotation,
A bad
a
rap.
bad rap. No is a good word. And it doesn't have to be delivered in any kind of forceful manner, but you can just, there are times when you say, do I need whatever this is, or do I want whatever this is? Maybe not. Give yourself a chance to think about it. So then a couple other things. If you look, I started saying this a moment ago. The stores, the corporations are not the enemy. I mean, maybe they are in some areas if that's the way you want to look at it. But when you're talking about shopping or everyday life, it's not the enemy. They're doing what they're doing because they are a business. And it's up to you to be conscious of what's going on. So you have to consciously decide to live, if you have made decisions to live above your income level. You're comfortable with having a lot of debt on your credit card, or you're comfortable with spending more money than you have. Well, then that's okay. That's your decision. It's something that you need to decide for yourself.
Well, I think that kind of wraps up what we wanted to talk to you today about being sort of a minimal consumer or a more conscious consumer. And we were going to talk about another minimalist topic today, but we decided that we were going to split this up into two discussions. And next Monday we'll be recording for a Tuesday YouTube about what we call the theme of uncluttering your life and cleaning out the attic of your mind. So there just might be some room for minimalism in your mind. So join us next week, Peggy and Charlie, the Daughters of Wisdom.
Bye.
Bye.